There are 5 different bays in that building, but it is all one building under one roof. That's an ancient architect style from Iran. Originally we did have electric generators in there to generate electricity for the building. They were powered by natural gas. There's a large natural gas pipeline runs through Arizona just over the hill here actually, so that was their main source of energy. Now we actually buy our electricity from the grid, get it from the San Carlos Indian Reservation north of us, and we do pay an average of about $1,500 a day for electricity. So pretty high electric bill. Hopefully with the University of Arizona involved, we will find some alternative energy sources in the future. Notice we are doing some research on some of the solar panels. Finally, Arizona's seen the light, and there is a lot more solar energy, alternative solar power happening in Arizona, becoming much more common than it used to be anyway. So hopefully we can use that in the future. Also wind, we seem to always have a lot of good wind. Maybe try some wind power here as well in the future. Notice to the right, that large dome again is the west lung, identical to the one we just came out of, except it does not have the water reservoir. About 13 months into the 2-year mission, their oxygen levels in the building started going down. We normally breathe 20% oxygen in our air. Inside the building, their levels got down to 14%. That would be like living at 15,000 feet elevation. So the Biospheres were a little out of breath. Some of them didn't sleep well, but they were coping for the most part, with the exception of the doctor, Dr. Roy. He actually started having some mental problems where he couldn't do some fairly simple calculations he'd normally be able to do, like an altitude sickness. So when that started happening, he and the managers decided they needed to introduce some oxygen back in the building. So in that west lung, they put in 35,000 gallons of liquid oxygen. It's about 800,000 cubic feet of oxygen. That oxygen went through the tunnel back into the building, and within about a week brought their levels back up to normal, about 19%. They only had to do it that one time. Of course, that's when the press and the media again saw that as a big failure to the project, made a big deal out of it. Actually, 2 reasons that happened they really couldn't have controlled. One was the weather. The 2 years the Biospheres were in the building were some of the cloudiest, wettest years Arizona ever had, go figure. So in their January of that year, they had only 8 days of sunshine instead of the 20 or 30 we'd have on a normal month. So that, of course, slowed oxygen production from the plants, but that wasn't the whole answer. They were still missing some oxygen. Took them quite a while. Finally realized that when they had sealed the building with the Biospheres inside, all that concrete and man-made rock was still drying, still curing. They realized that that curing concrete was absorbing carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, of course leaving less carbon dioxide to be converted to oxygen. So just again, something they learned. They did learn from their failures as well as they did their successes. Notice across the road, the little those are tiny little houses there. That's a new research project started last October called a green roof. You may be familiar if you're from the Midwest or the East. The green roofs that are becoming pretty common, particularly in some of our urban areas. Actually, green roofs have been going on in Europe for a number of years. This never happened in the Southwest, so this is some first attempts to find some green roof technologies that would work in our hot, dry desert. So they're testing soils and plants, trying to come up with a formula, a solution to helping some of our hot heat island effects that we have in our urban areas in the summertime. Actually, since October, they found that the houses with the green roofs on them right now are about 10 degrees Fahrenheit cooler than their control houses, which have brown asphalt shingles. So they've already seen some good results. Of course, that included a big Arctic freeze we had in the middle of winter this last winter, so hasn't really tried it during the summer. So this is going to be going on for 2 or 3 years, but hopefully they will find some ways to hopefully create some green roofs and help save some energy, help the cooling situation on neighborhoods in the Southwest as well as some of the urban areas as well. All right, let's head on back up.